Hi, you're here. Hi, how you doing today? I am here today to talk about our brains. And we have two of them. And I am wearing this temporarily as a prop because this is my cloak of invisibility. See? Now you can't see me. But I'm doing this for Bradley because he is a Harry Potter fan and he liked my video before on choosing our own reality. And yeah, I think we should all have a little more magic in our lives. And what I like to do is I like to take magic from out there, from the unbelievable realm of no, that can't really happen, that's fantasy, and bring it down to a more realistic plane where you can believe in it without being too Looney Tunes. Now, I'm going to explain to you a little bit of magic about our brains. First of all, we have two of them. I know you're used to seeing this where we have the left side and the right side. Now these two sides are completely separate entities and they have a little thing called a corpus callosum where they're able to communicate with each other, but they are completely separate. They are two separate brains. And they're also very different from the outside. For the most part, they might look the same, but when you open them up, inside you get two very different things, like a rubber band and a Kleenex, because that's all I could grab on here. Anyway, now for those of you who are going to write nasty comments that I don't even have one, you can leave now. Anyway, back to Bradley, who likes brains. Hi. This is how this plays out in the real world. Is our left brain is going to tell you facts, data. It processes things that come from our five senses in a very cut and dry, linear fashion. Our left brain is basically what most of us are normally calling our reality. My left brain is telling me that my name is Jody Whiteley. I'm 47 years old. I live in Peterborough, and it'll tell me the facts about myself, and that's what's real. And it tells me what's real. It does everything, one after another, step by step. Your left brain does not think outside the box. Your left brain's a bit of an assembly line worker. Now, your right brain, most people are trained to use their left brains, and anytime they see something right brain, they see it as a little crazy, but your right brain's reality is just as real as your left brain. So your right brain, my right brain might tell me that I am not a separate being from you, that we are all one spirit, that I do not stop at my own skin, that I am outside. My spirit is outside of my body as well as within. I am a part of the world and the world's a part of me. The right brain's where the magic and miracles happen. It's also where we'll often get our flashes of genius, the eureka moments, the stuff that thinks outside the box. Now, a lot of stuff has gotten trendy lately, like The Secret, to say whatever we can conceive and believe we can achieve. It's all just about thought. Now this is getting very right-brained, but it's good that we're starting to use those right brains because they're just as useful as the left ones, but we need both of them or we'll become psychotic. Now here's a good example, The Secret. Let's check up with Harvard University. That's where I went to say, okay, what's up with that? Because they got some smart people at Harvard, and there's a teacher there who checks this sort of stuff out, and a bunch of people do. And he said that it doesn't work 100%. It works 56%. So I think it's best to use your left brain and your right brain when you're trying to make your magic and miracles happen. Definitely believe. Believe it's possible. Believe the answer's out there even if you can't see it. Don't always trust your left brain. No, this is impossible. It can't be done. Definitely believe, but also kick the left brain in too. It can take care of the common sense details of this reality, whereas your right brain, that's where magic, if you start keying into your right brain, that's where the magic and miracles do come with. That's where things show up and you go, holy crap, how did that happen? Because to your left brain, it looks paranormal. To your left brain, it doesn't, it looks woo ghosty, but you see your right brain's part of everything, and it doesn't see you as a separate being, and it takes stuff out of that perception thing in the other reality video there. It collects info differently and processes it differently, and because we're so trained to use our left brains, right brain stuff in this society is seen as crazy or hokey, but it does work. Harvard University, 56% worth. So I wouldn't say, well, I'm just going to wish for it, or I'm just going to believe it's going to happen, or I'm just going to do a magic spell or an incantation, and then I won't have to do anything else about it because it's going to be 100%. Now, it sells books to say 100% for sure. That sells books, but in reality, I can't sell a book that says 56% better chance. But I think the other side of it is getting that left brain kicked in to work out the details, do some brainstorming like the right brain, and then, you know, work on the details. But yeah, we got two brains, so the magic and miracles are all there. And that's what it looks like to the left brain. To the right brain, it's like, what? This is the way the universe is. I put out energy, and it just sort of floats around and comes back because I'm part of everything. And, you know, I just believe stuff and it can happen, and that's great. And get the left as well. But don't let your left brain tell you this stuff is not possible and it's not real. So if I explain the 56% number to your left brain, maybe it can back off and give you some room to maybe work a little magic and start believing in stuff that isn't readily apparent to your senses. Your left brain says, if I can't take it in with my senses, it's nonsense. Your right brain knows. It knows that what we're taking in with our senses is actually just a minute particle of what's really going on around us. So there you go. There's your right brain. My right brain, it won't speak to you. I can't have it speak to you. It does not use words. That's where we're getting into meditation again, to get your brain to go quiet. So if your left brain can shut up for a minute, it'll give your right brain a chance to start kicking in. And when you see things and are processing it with your right brain, it's beautiful. You have to see it. Oh my God, like it gets quiet and you just, oh, isn't this wonderful? But you can't go off into the wonderful so far that you go, who cares if I wash the dishes? I'll just love them the way they are. I love you, dishes, dirty as you are. Yeah, you need to balance there. I hope I'm not just rambling, but definitely go after the spiritual side of things that nourish that half of your brain that's very, very important too. And but don't get so far off chasing your magic, and it is out there though. Go after it. Definitely work some magic and miracles for sure. But don't go after it so far that this reality is still here. That's a 50% of the other reality, and if you can get both your brains working in harmony, the quiet, loving side that knows all things come to those who believe and who love, get that hooked up, because you're going to be happier too. Your left brain's where your depression and anxiety's coming from. Yeah, and get your left brain to start taking care of some of the common sense details about that. But no side should be telling the other side it doesn't exist. So remember that. Don't let your right brain say, everything's so wonderful that we shouldn't have to do anything practical. No, that's not fair. You've got to use both brains. There's two realities here. Two realities, two brains. Yeah, and so I guess that's all about that for now. Thank you, Bradley, for being there and liking my last one. That's really cool of you, because I get bored with doing all the sleep hypnosis videos. They're very boring to do. I have a hard time staying awake for them, dozing off in front of my own webcam. Um, so this sort of stuff's more interesting and more exciting, and it's really fun stuff to know. So anybody else has any questions or comments or wants to like something and encourage me to do this, yeah, let me know. And you people with the nasty comments, I do thank you for the constructive criticism. The language, the language. I don't see what my breasts have to do with anything in this. Anyway, though, here we go. That's it for today. Love you, Bradley. Special. You get to be special today. I love you most of all for liking magic and fantasy and Harry Potter and all that stuff that makes life wonderful and fun. Thanks, Brad. Thanks for being there.